Y'all join us for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Regional County Commissioners Court, April 3rd, 2026. We do have approved posting in accordance with Chapter 551, Texas Record Code, as amended also. Take it over to the executive.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, ma'am. Any members of the public who wish to speak, please have 2 minutes. Yes, sir.
Of course, you know who I am. I'm David Moore. I'm a licensed attorney in Texas and in federal court in Louisiana. On December 17th, I told the court about your elected constable, Kenneth Sessions, sexually harassing females. I filed complaints with the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement and the Texas Workforce Commission. After he sent 2 different, he did some stuff in his private business, but then after that, he sent 2 different pictures of his genitalia to my client, and she happened to be a prior survivor of a sexual assault and abuse herself. On July 8th, 2025, Sessions had a criminal complaint filed against him in Limestone County for unlawful transmission of sexually explicit visual material. And then on July 22nd, about 2 weeks after having criminal charges filed against him, he was thrown out of that training session in Tyler for sexually harassing a female there. Some people started saying that, different things on the internet about what happened and what didn't happen and all that. I brought you proof today of what happened. I'm going to get it to you in just a few minutes. On March 28th, after 8 months of delaying the legal process, Constable Sessions entered a plea of no contest to the criminal complaint in J.P. Jones Court over in Limestone County. He accepted his plea, and according to the judgment that I'm going to give you today, he found him guilty, then placed him on deferred probation for 15 days. And the only condition was that he does not violate the law for 15 days. The 15 days will be up tomorrow. I guess a longer period would have been harder for him because he did go 2 weeks without sexually harassing a second person. As a previous date in December to you in person, his behavior is unprofessional and deeply unethical for any law enforcement officer, much less an elected official. It violates the trust and safety of the community that he is sworn to protect and to serve. It doesn't uphold the TCO training model that they establish and enforce standards to ensure that the people of Texas are served by highly trained and ethical law enforcement officers. Today I want to give you proof of what I've been saying, and I've judged my approach. There's 5 copies there, one for each person. The first page is a copy of what y'all have posted on your bulletin board downstairs that says sexual harassment is forbidden by law. The next page is a citation that was given to Constable Sessions for violating that law. The next page is an excerpt from the police report by Captain Jason Ash of Limestone County, where Sessions admitted sending the pictures and said he was embarrassed by doing so. The next page is a copy of the plea form where he entered his plea of no contest and waived the trial on the matter. The next page is a copy of the judgment where Ray Jones found him guilty, ordered to pay $381 to the court and not violate the law for 15 days. And then Judge Jones announced in open court that he's going to place him on probation for 30 days, but he only did 15, and you can see where he hand wrote that in. The next page is a copy of the redacted investigation where he's thrown out of the training. In Tyler, on the right side, you can see where he was for sexual harassment. The next page is the first picture that he sent to my client of his penis. And the next page after with the comment on it, have a good night. The next page is a picture sent, the second penis picture he sent to my client. And then he admitted after that, he claimed he took a knockout sleeping pill and actually did crazy things. And he says, I didn't even have a heart on. So The question I got for you today, and I'll take all that back from you so you don't have to communicate it anymore. The question I've got for you today, I guess, is if you sent that picture to your wife, your daughter, your granddaughter, and they woke up in the morning and found that on their phone, or you found it on their phone, what do you think ought to happen to somebody like that? They shouldn't give out a carry a badge and a gun. TCO's not going to do anything to them. They've already said that's Class C. They're not going to do anything to them about it, and that's very unfortunate. The judge apparently didn't decide he could, all the thing he could have done was fine him $500 if he didn't do that. So tomorrow, so unless y'all do something about it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'll remind everybody that the court may not deliberate or take any action on anything that's not posted on the agenda, so.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other public comments this morning? If not, we'll move on to item number 1, which is to approve the minutes of the March 18, 2026 regular meeting.
Those need to be tabled.
Ma'am,
The minutes need to be tabled.
I have a motion to table.
Second.
I have a motion to second. All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 2, budget transfers.
Make a motion to approve budget transfers and amendments.
Second. I have a motion to second. All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 3 is to approve the pay bills. 2 cents. Yeah, if you look on that at the, about percentage of the year that's left, and we're on less than 36% of what we budgeted this time. Of course, that's only paying 2 of the 7 counties that we're using the house out of county, so. See a budget transfer there before we go on.
I noticed there was a lot of medical in there, so medical bills all come at one time.
Sometimes yes, most of the time yes.
Yeah, we had a light one here a while back, or the last meeting, before, because it kind of threw us a curve, yeah.
We received some bills from a billing company that is the hospital DR uses up there. They submitted some very old bills, some as far as 2023, and that's got everything kind of on track. They did drop, not responsible for a large portion of them that didn't fit within our budget window. So that was good of them, and I think we've got a new system as far as the way that the ambulance service and the hospital is, our auditor's office, treasurer's office is also getting notified rather than just the jail. So it's should be more efficient now.
On these medical bills that come in, if they are taken to the hospital from a municipality before they're brought to jail, or is there a way, are they making sure that it's not billed to the county?
Is every bill that we get, the arrest date and time is put on the top of that bill, and if they're in custody or released, the date and time is put on there as well. So the actual bill itself, when the service was performed, has to fit within that window, otherwise we're not liable.
Then, so the medical bills will go to that municipality, whoever runs them up there?
It should go back to that person if they were not in custody. We've had it happen before where there was someone who was previously an inmate was released, wound up going to the DR for whatever reason, the DR mistakenly charged it to Freestone County, but because they weren't in our custody, they had to cancel that bill. So that's why that date and time is put on there, so that we're not paying for something that when they were not in our custody. On the second set, I guess this, does this finalize our offer?
All that's left is Richard, but the others are.
Make a motion to approve the bill.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 4 is to approve payroll.
Gone. It's already gone, son. Come on.
I make a motion to approve payroll. Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 5, reports. Just one copy of each.
Those are all the finals to sign, so this is just one copy, everybody else has their copies.
Okay. We have a report of Freestone County Sick Leave Pool quarterly report for the second quarter. No changes. Have our unfunded liability quarterly report. Q2. Have a vacation, sick, holiday, comp, admin time, taken report for Q2. Report from Constable Beach, precinct 2, February. Very busy month for him. And we have one for March as well. March was busier in February. A certificate that Constable Beach has successfully completed 800 course titled Display of Hate through the laptop. JP 3. February reports. Have a January and February report from Oakwood Fire. In our county, they attended to 22 total calls in the month of January, and 23 total calls in the month of February. Any other report? Well, we do have a treasurer's report. For September fiscal year 2025 and October 2025. Ended. And we have, we have auditor's report, monthly report for September 2025 and October 2025. Any other reports? Motion to accept the report.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
A motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 6 is burn ban. I haven't had any of the fire chiefs reach out to put it on. No action on item number 6. Item number 7, special road use agreements. Anybody have anything?
Well, you got a plan?
I have a plat, but there's some problems with it. So I talked to the guy this morning. There's some problems with it, so I would like to make a motion that we table this until another time so that we can, you know, I'd like for him to come down and explain it to the court exactly what he's trying to do.
No, I think it should be no action.
Just
No action on item number 7. Item number 8 is to approve bonds of education certificates for county officials and employees. Have any? Actually, I guess,
Yeah, Jake.
Jake, so I did that in report, and then the wrong file. There a motion to approve the education certificate for Constable Bid Precinct 2.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
A motion second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 9 is a resolution declaring April as County Government Month. Whereas the Texas counties provide a variety of essential services for the protection and betterment of local communities, and whereas these important services include defense against crime, frontline emergency response to natural disasters like hurricanes and wildfires, the safety and maintenance of roads and bridges, assistance to senior citizens and youth, public records management, quality of life services such as libraries and a host of other beneficial community endeavors. Whereas Texas' 254 counties are a vital arm of government that is closest to the people. And whereas the county government is composed of dedicated, elected, and appointed officials, as well as hardworking employees. Whereas county government provides a voice to its local citizens, innovative solutions to community needs and problems, and cost-effective results that save local taxpayer money. Now therefore be it resolved that April 2026 is proclaimed as County Government Month in recognition of the leadership, innovation, and valuable services provided by county government. I have a motion to adopt this resolution.
I'll make it. I'll second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Motion carried. Item number 10 is to accept a donation from Calpine to the Freestone County Sheriff's Office in the amount of $1,000.
like motion to accept that money.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 11, consider possible action going out for bids for health, dental, vision insurance, full-time personnel, county employees.
So, right now, we're with Comm brokerage that facilitates all of our insurance needs. So this is just an opportunity if we wanted to go with another broker. There's been a couple of other companies that have presented to us, like Higginbotham. Last year, they presented to us and they could facilitate the same insurance benefits without changing. So we wanted to go out for bids for other brokerages to come in and offer their insurance benefits to us. So we do it every year.
So this would strictly be just for,
Deciding if we want to change brokers.
Right.
You know,
And it
they don't
could-
cost us anything, so I mean.
Right, I mean, it could potentially change some of the carriers, like we would go from Equitable back to Sun Life if financially it would be better for us, but that's what they would offer, so. If we wanted to go out for bids, they would just come with a presentation and kind of like how they did last year and just lay it all on the table like apples to apples, apples to oranges, so. We've got a really good plan going right now, so there's nothing wrong with it. It's just every year we go out for bid for it.
They're gonna shop all the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Essentially, they would be shopping for the same stuff.
Yeah. And they're close. Hanco's close, around College Station. Their service, everybody's been pretty happy with. If you have a problem, they tend to, don't they?
I think they're okay.
I heard to listen to somebody else, so.
But they're not gonna go out and shop unless we commit to them.
Right.
Yeah, so we'd have to jump ship. They're not gonna tell us anything.
We would produce some reports and then they would go out and that's if we want to go out for bid. We don't have to.
What would you recommend we do?
I think there's other companies that facilitate my office a little better. I don't have any complaints currently. I mean, everything's been good. Our insurance benefits are great. It would be hard to beat the policies that we have. But it would really be from an administrative side of what would benefit my office on employee inputs, offboarding, onboarding, and all that. So that's just for my office. I don't know how it would affect if we had to change. It would be a lot of work, so.
But listening to somebody else's proposal on something else would have something compared to just in case something changed.
I mean, every brokerage has something that's their winning key to it, so.
Well, last year, we went down last year on our insurance from what we had the year before, correct?
Correct.
So is there a possibility if we go down this, that they come back and find something better that we can look at?
It's possible.
But, I mean, Hanco's gonna try to do this. I mean, this is for the broker, not, to change.
not for insurance.
Yeah, this is for the broker, not,
Right,
changing who goes out and shops.
that they would be able to propose that, which it could potentially change the health, dental, vision benefits that we do have, so. This wouldn't really take place, if we were to go with another brokerage until open enrollment, so this
And
is
the
months away
broker's
from now.
fees are, we don't pay them a fee, theirs,
Right.
they make their money off. So I think when we look at this as being stewards of taxpayers' money, to allow these brokers to come in and pitch to us their services, it's not going to affect how we're spending the money. No, they're not, one of them's not going to be a 2% fee, another 2.5%. So we're not saving nothing there. It's more internal as far as county employees are the ones that are receiving the insurance. So just making that clear, if we want to allow these brokers to come and try to sell us, it's more for in-house than it is.
And just to clarify, and to keep that commitment with the current policy holders that we have, like, we're medical with curative, but if we decided to go out for bids, it could potentially go to Blue Cross Blue Shield at open enrollment in August. So that's if apples to apples are different, you know, so.
Yeah, that's gonna happen, we'll put that up every year, though.
Right.
With who we're with, I mean,
Right.
this is just, they're not gonna go shop and come in if we don't commit to go with them. That's what I'm getting at. I mean,
So I.
they're not gonna, we're not gonna sit here and ANCO and this other bunch both come in here and give us a full spiel that we gotta commit to one broker before they're gonna spend their time shopping, right?
I mean, they'll prepare everything before. I just have to be able to give them numbers and reports and all that.
So they're willing to
they
shop,
will-
this bunch, these other bunch you're talking about is willing to go out and shop for us and present us something
Yeah,
before we
and he
commit to.
said that they have to have all their paperwork, I think it was by May, to be able to have all the shopping there for them to go out and just to see what was out there. So I think that's a TAC requirement.
Sure, break that. Yeah.
Hmm?
Somebody should break that. Yeah.
I don't know, the doctor, I don't.
Apparently, there's no action on this.
I mean, we're not talking, I mean, they shop, and we make a decision every year on insurance. I mean, this is just going with a different broker that's gonna do the shopping.
Right, and it's gonna prepare us for budget time too, so where we're sitting financially with.
But I thought we had, when we went with ANCO, I thought we had to commit to go with them.
Every year, we're required to go propose if we're gonna go out for bids or stay where we're at.
Stay where we're at with the broker.
In the current policy holders, so we would continue having a relationship with curative and equitable.
Well, we won't make that decision till later,
Right.
till ANCO says what they can do for us. On who we're with.
So that's what this item is for. We're gonna want to go out for bids.
Yeah, we want ANCO to keep doing what they're doing, at least. I mean, trying to get us the best bang for our buck.
Any action on number 11?
I'm good with staying with ANCO. We've got a good relationship. They're shopping and getting us, I mean, they're close. As long as they communicate, you don't have any problems with them. Yeah, I'll make that motion that we keep going with the same broker. They're all gonna provide the same service, basically. They're gonna get out and shop the best insurance for us. So we've got a good relation. I mean, if we're gonna change it, we've got open enrollment down with them, I mean,
So with that, we would commit to stay with curative and equitable in open enrollment to prepare for budget, so.
well, they're still gonna shop for us every year.
They'll shop.
They're still gonna present us with their choices before we do budget, right?
But I think with this agenda item, it's, if we're gonna go out for bids for other insurance carriers, not necessarily just the brokerage, like, are we gonna allow them to shop Blue Cross Blue Shield?
Well, they always do.
Yeah,
They always do.
but I
They
think
present us
this,
3 or 4 choices. I mean, I'm on
On the health, I think what she's talking about is more the talking about the equitable
Yeah.
compared to Sun Life and,
Right.
well, it's mainly the vision and dental, I guess.
Right, right.
So you're saying if we stay with them, we're gonna stay with what we have?
It could fluctuate.
Not necessarily. I mean, I think everybody's getting confused here a little bit. They shop us every year, and we make the decision. I mean, the broker goes up and does all the shopping for us.
But I think for this agenda item is allowing the broker to go out for bids for other carriers. I think that's how it needs to be worded.
Okay, yeah, for the mayor, I mean, yeah, the broker, yeah, I mean, we wanted to go out and find what's out there.
Right, that's how it reads though. We're going out for bids, health, dental, vision.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
allowing our brokerage company.
Okay, our brokerage, yeah, I thought you were trying to bring other brokers in. You're trying to change brokers.
Not saying that they can't, I mean, it's free game where anyone would be able to present, but we're committed to INCO.
Yeah.
I think that this is allowing them to shop other ones for our open enrollment for the upcoming budget year.
Yeah, that's what, yeah, sure.
So I got a motion on that, do I have a second?
I say.
Motion second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 12, open sealed bids for bridge on Freestone County Road 533, precinct 1.
So I do have the bid, we only received one bid, we did follow purchasing policy, had posted in the newspaper, but we did only receive one bid. We did also reach out to, other counties in the area. And, we did reach out to other counties in the area, and, they're kind of on the same page. This one company that turned in this bid is the same company that they're having to use also, so.
It's pretty limited to do very limited on this.
Something we did talk about there was starting a vendor list when we have them coming in, that way we are, we have individuals that we can send out to. This is for Sanders Creek Construction. Their total was $256,667.75. And that's for materials and labor.
I say,
Have a motion and a second to
Let's do
accept
it.
that bid.
you gotta do it.
All in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 13, approval to table item to appoint replacement members of the Judicial District Adult Sexual Assault Response Center.
A lot of words, so.
Got to read that slide.
Yeah, no doubt. We need to table it again, but just to kind of give an update, some of the new that came in a couple of years ago, we were working with Waco to kind of make it a regional, because we have to have a sane nurse on there and some other things that locally we just don't really use as much, right? We go to Limestone County, we go to Waco and use their resources. And so it's being tabled, or asking for it to be tabled again, and we are working with Limestone County. They have a sane over there that they use for their meetings. And so we're in discussion with Limestone County to basically partner with them to be able to get our meetings done with our personnel along with some of their medical personnel to make it just easier on everybody. So we're still in those talks. If you don't mind, Judge, just, or commissioners, to table that, and we should have an answer hopefully by next time, maybe the time after that, but working towards a solution.
I make a motion to table this.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Table on number 13, item number 14 is to accept the annual report from the Judicial District Adult Sexual Response Team.
And that is going to be the same announcement. We're going to partner with Limestone and bring you a report dealing with that once we get with them.
I make a motion to table that one too.
Second.
Motion and second, table item number 14, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item 15 is to discuss Freestone County Road 295, 298.
Depends on, and I'm sorry, Commissioner McGowan, I didn't get with you before, we came in today, we're dealing with your precinct, and then Judge Lane, obviously, this issue was before when you were that commissioner as well. It depends on commissioners and Commissioner McGowan, how you want to handle this today. I have the paperwork ready to abandon that road. As we know, there's a gate issue. I don't know how much you want me to get into that right now, but as y'all know, because we were in some of those meetings together, we met with one landowner. I've been in talks with the other landowner. I think everybody's in agreement of where this is going with the abandonment of 295 and 298, as well as then for the landowner of Blue Lake, essentially, allowing us, the county, to come in, turn around, because my understanding, I haven't been out there yet, is that it's difficult to turn around larger trucks to then do work on, is it 295 to get out. That's a lot of words, and again, I apologize for not, kind of seeing where we're at before I got here. We can either decide to table it if we want to kind of talk it out to continue to make sure everybody's on the same page on both sides. I feel good doing it if y'all want to go that way as well.
So you're saying he's good with us being able to go through his gate, turning our truck and coming out, the emergency vehicles also?
Yes, sir.
And I think there's also something between the two landowners as well. Could we do this contingent upon getting it, that way this part is done, but get it in writing from Mr. Blue Lake, what he will allow for the county, emergency services, and his neighbors?
Judge, I think that's really smart. I think it's a good way to go. Me and him were in talks. He sent me a draft document to just, that me and him I'm kind of redlining a little bit. I was gonna, he wanted all of us to look at, and again, these discussions have been very open. He wanted Commissioner McGowan to look at it, Judge Lane, since you had been involved before, to look at it, to just make sure we're all on the same page. Some of it's going to be legalese that I don't think we really, not that we don't have to abide by, obviously, I wouldn't get up here and say that, but I think I have a cell phone number, I can call them, and we can get through the gate and get it done. We just, like you said, kind of need some parameters on pieces of paper. So yes, I think that you can agree to do it contingent on that document of us finalizing that and bringing it to you. I think that would be a fine way to go, again, to iron out some of these details. I do think the other way to go is that you can table this, we can get that document done, come to you next time with everything done there. So I don't know.
Probably cleaner.
I think, I do agree. I do think, what's the term? Strike while the iron is hot. I think everybody is, kind of in a good terms. I only that one meeting with the Piercies. Do I know kind of their attitude on their side? So you can do it either way.
But things have come a long ways for the better for when this gets. And so Brian was very correct in saying now's a good time to get something in writing, and it could already be approved here, is all I'm saying, to keep from dragging it out.
So if they're going to turn, is there going to be a turnaround spot there where people can turn around?
No, people.
And the motion,
So it won't be a county road. If people can't do it, it won't be a county road.
here's the situation. County Road 298 used to go way on into some private property. Way over 20 years ago, Commissioner Ward gave verbal permission for a gate to be put up across that road, and said that the county had no more use for it because that rock quarry got shut down. That's what it was used for. It never was a road that the public per se used, but the county road did extend a long ways past where this gate has been put. But because of the amount of time that has lapsed with zero maintenance by the county on any of that road past that gate, and by statute in the Texas Transportation Code, we have no rights to that road.
So what it's going to allow is us to be able to come down 295, 298, So we can't get a big truck in there, we can't do anything, those are the roads to them. There's no whole road, nothing, so it'll allow us to come in here, open that gate, turn around and go back down our county road. If something happens, if I'm correct, if there's a low water crossing down through here, and if there's water across there, and we need to access this property right here, it'll allow us to get emergency vehicles in to this property if this low water crossing is not used on that county road.
I think, my understanding, again, I'm a little bit behind because I haven't been out there, but my understanding is that if we fix that road up, 295 getting out, I think everything works out. Is that kind of the simple way to put it? And part of fixing that up is being able to go on this person's private property and be able to turn around. To follow what Judge Lane said, just kind of.
We've got that in lots of places.
Well, and kind
You're
of.
saying don't have it, but it don't.
We only put it right
The
across.
problem
Yeah.
here is that locked gate, 295 that is hard to maintain comes in like this, so it actually is north of that locked gate. So where it used to, you could go up, turn right, come back out 298 to get to 296. You can't do that now, so to maintain this, the gate right here, we would have access to that, turn equipment around, go in and out. And then this gate here that's been locked for 20 plus years is where we would get that emergency permission to get, for the persons to get in and out or any fire trucks, ambulances, anything like that.
I think that's right. I think just as a PSA while we're up here talking about it is, yeah, if a county road is cut off by a closed gate for over 20 years, it is per statute abandoned. So even, this goes beside the point, but whether we do this or not, I think my legal opinion, called Waco, some of our attorneys over there,
Anyway, yeah.
it's, there's that argument there. So just anybody that deals with a gate across a road, I think it's kind of over time the burden of the county to say, if it's either a county road.
It was never
Yeah.
formally closed. That's the problem.
The per
And
statute,
again, we would
these
need
the
to
definition of.
So basically what we got is an agreement with this landowner to allow us to go in and turn around, make access and turn around and come back out in an emergency. That's what this is right here.
We've had two situations down there, one where there was fire lines that were down, and they were behind that lock gate. Also, there was another time when there was a fire on the Percy's, and the fire trucks went to the road with the locked gate instead of going around 295. So having both avenues of access would make it allow for a faster response time for a fire truck or ambulance or anything else.
Are we all, or is the county gonna be liable for any lock on there, any kind of material? I mean, because you were talking
We're not
about being able to
adding-
turn trucks around, I mean, if it's just a dirt road, how are they gonna, if it's muddy, how are they gonna turn around?
The landowner has maintained the road very well
Okay.
since then. He's just allowing us to, at the end of 295, to be able to open those gates. You can't even turn a blade around, and much less up the belly.
It's not a bad idea, I think, in that contractual language, just making sure everybody's protected on, hey, if there's damage to that side, that road. Again, right now, everything is good. It feels like, obviously, we're kind of entering into some of this for 20 years down the road when some of us are not in the positions we're in right now for that to continue on. I think after this discussion, I appreciate the discussion. I think my opinion, just to make sure, I kind of did the strike while the iron is hot. However, I think if it's contingent on us getting kind of that agreement together, is maybe just table it. Let me get that agreement, let me show that to Commissioner McGowan and Judge Lane if they want to see it, just to make sure we're all on the same page, if that's okay with you and.
Well, I mean, if you think that we need to just hit this now because you've got fire lit, then.
I appreciate that, and I'm sorry for being a little wishy-washy. I think this discussion kind of makes me realize, I think the iron will still be hot here in a couple weeks. I think that clarity to make sure that this agreement, whether it's kind of who's liable for damages, things like that, I think that would make me feel a little bit better, actually. So
Make a motion to table.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
deal with gates across the road, more words the better. I'll say that. So next time you get yourself in a gate situation, when we don't use as much words, we end up having a big old mess and a lawsuit. So just, you're welcome for talking that out.
Same person too, right?
It saves you. It saves you've got to push one of those little wheels down the road.
Yeah, it's better to take 10 minutes right now than like 5 days worth of work on the back end. If anybody has a gate across the road, county road, you let me know, and we can go talk to that person, because it's either a county road, you can go through that gate, and every person in the county can go through that gate, or it's a private road and we need to abandon it or something.
Yeah. You stick around for number 19, we'll be
Okay.
discussing that.
Obviously, I feel heated, but I've spent hours and hours and hours of my life with gates on roads. And it's 2026, and we're better than that right now. So if you got a gate across the county road, red flag should be going up in your mind.
Item number 16 is to discuss and consider possible action on septic permits. It's going to be amount of septic permit in Freestone County's jurisdiction.
So we had previously talked about this, and I reached out to TCEQ and kind of got some more information on why we charge what we charge. They don't regulate what we choose in permit fees, so we're the facilitators of choosing the fees. The application fee for an on-site sewage facility permit is $200 base for an OSSF serving a single-family dwelling, or $400 for all other types. It is a $10 additional fee to be collected for each permit for the commission as required by the Texas Health and Safety Code. So we charge $210, which is just base across. We're basically just handing it over for the fees to TCEQ. Other counties around us are $300 and up. I spoke with Leon County Treasurer's Office, and they have a vendor that comes in and they just charge a base for any kind of septic permit, $465. With the amount of septic permits I've received in our office because of the Fairfield Lake development, I've gone from having 1 to 5 in a week. The amount of fuel we're using, I don't know how many times Steve has gone back and forth out there or different locations, but he might be able to help us out on how often he's going out for septic permits. So we discussed maybe raising it $100 extra just to kind of facilitate, to help with fuel and materials cost and the things that Steve provides for septic permits.
And I've spoken with Steve about this. This has become a larger burden on the job that Steve does, as well as in her office. Kind of like it's costing the county money when we shouldn't be out doing things. So making this raise is not to punish anybody or make it harder for someone to put in a septic system. It also shouldn't be a financial drain on our county, which affects all citizens, and it kind of gets us up to par with counties that are contiguous to us, such as Leon.
We're the lowest right
We are
now.
the lowest.
So what is your recommendation for going up to just comparable to the other counties?
Like Limestone's at 310, so they had raised theirs up $100. The last time we raised it was, I think, 11 years ago, and we only went up $50. I don't know if there's like a contingent fee that we can create until the Fairfield Lake housing development is completed, just to help with the influx of it. But, I mean, I would be comfortable even raising it just $100, just to kind of match comparable to Limestone County. Other counties are way higher than that.
How long has Limestone County been at that for?
I'm not sure, I couldn't find any information on that, so.
Steve, any recommendations? Is 100 enough? Is it too much? Or
I think 100 would be fine.
And that'd be on both?
Yes, it would be $310 for residential and $510 for commercial property.
I'll make it motion.
I second.
Have a motion, second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Item number 17 is to approve the Freestone County's investment policy.
This is a final copy with all the edits completed. Everyone else should have on their binder highlighted, it's highlighted red with all the edits. So it's the same investment policy that we had last year. Texas Connect, since we started that partnership with them, went through our policy and kind of revised it to see where we could make it better, more fluid. So all the red is just added words to our policy to make us able to do a little more. So the crossed out one, I just removed that sentence, or those bullets, and made it a sentence on the very last page, I believe. And it just lists out all of the investment pools that we're able to use. Text Pool, Texas Class, Logic, Techstar, and as our newest, Texas Connect. I did add commercial paper in there because I think it would be an option and an opportunity for us to make additional revenue off of investments. Whenever the time comes and we can discuss what commercial paper is. But it's a higher grade of corporate debt. It's like a fixed income. It's a little better than like a certificate of deposits.
Let's see what the percentage is.
I'm good with it. I'm okay
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
it's good.
I'm good with it. I'll make a motion, we approve Mr. Finn's investment policy.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Sign this. have asked to table, is that still what you'd like to do?
Yes, sir. I got Danny looking at my contract.
At the contract, okay, good deal. So do I have a motion to table item number 18 on the agenda?
What is it? New one?
I'll make that motion.
I say.
Motion second, all in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 19 is discussion of Freestone County Road 451. What I've done, the oldest map that we can find goes back to 2009. But what I did was just show that this is County Road 451. That's the way it's been. And there is an easement that has been in question, which is a utility easement, 60-foot wide, which would turn right off of 451 before 451 ends, which means if that was a county road, it would have to have a different number. There's no record of any number where county road or private road was ever given to that. It is strictly a private piece of property. And
With the easement act, guys, the track, any track letter has easement
yes,
access.
and I pulled all the deeds to any tracks that were accessed by that easement. Anyway, this is just to validate that County Road 451 is the same now as it was in 2009. I do have several people that I've talked to, including Madam Gregory, former commissioner, that easement has never been maintained. No county equipment's ever done anything on that property. Brian, what's going on here? There's a existing landowner who owns this 60-foot, even though it's got a lot of easements granted from prior title. He's looking to sell it. And the new owner may or may not put a gate up across this private easement. Should he do so, that is a civil matter to him and anyone beyond that point. Therefore, it should not come to Commissioner's Court in any form or fashion because it is not, it never has been a county road. So today was just to recognize the fact that we can all agree that it is not, has not. I have personal knowledge of the road since I was old enough to ride a horse down it, you know. It's,
Perfect.
yeah, it's just
Love
a
it.
trail, just a trail. So can we agree, get a motion that County Road 451, there are no private roads on the south side of County Road 451, southeast. No additional county roads, no private roads.
I've seen it, I know what you're talking about, I'll make that motion. That Francis Road, right?
Going down past Eric Simpson, Stacy Stanberry. Eastman on the right, county road keeps on going dead ends past all over the place.
It's Tyann Road. Tyann.
Right between the station and town.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Carried. Item number 20 is to discuss and approve E-Force. This is going to be on our hospital.
Morning, sirs. So, as you know, the county-wide, we are switching to E-Force. We came across a few issues. We're currently under the sheriff's office, and to qualify for certain grants that we're trying to pursue, we have to do certain reporting requirements. And to do those reporting requirements accurately, we have to submit a report, usually monthly, sometimes yearly. And right now, since we're under the sheriff's office, all of our reports fall under their report, so we can't track it accurately. It just shows that the sheriff's office is basically doing it when we're the ones that are doing it. So in order to accurately track that and have the tools that we need to do it, including for civil process, traffic enforcement, and other related law enforcement activities, we would need our own e-force system, just like how Fairfield has theirs, TIG has theirs, and the county has theirs. So we reached out to e-force. They gave us a quote for 2 agencies, since we are 2 separate agencies with 2 separate ORIs. And they gave us a quote which included a discount if at least 2 agencies signed up. So if we signed up individually, it would be about $24,000 for each agency. But if we signed up as 2 agencies at the same time, they would discount that down to $10,000 per agency. And then after that, that would include 1 year of service, and every year after that would be a $1,000 service and support fee. And that would be the only yearly fee attached to that. Now, that does include a server license fee, which we thought we were going to have to get a physical server installed, but talking to them, they were going to offer a virtual server program, so we don't have to buy any hardware, install it, maintain it. It would all be done on the back end on their part, which would make things a lot easier for us as well.
I sat in on the call with Constable McAdams the day that they were giving us the pricing, and going back to the grant opportunities that this allows, this costs a little more, than it will come back to us tenfold for sure. It's
Are they the only 2 constables gonna do it? Is the others gonna do it?
We're the only 2 as of right now.
Sir?
We're the only 2 as of right now.
So,
these are the only 2 constables that we've got that have taken the training and turned in applications for that one special grant, which is why this really needs to be done.
But that as well
Because
as,
our other 2 constables, neither one of them showed any interest in doing that.
as well as the SB 22 grant, which the sheriff's office currently benefits from, we wouldn't be able to even apply for it without this tracking information.
So it's an additional grant that they would.
So those are at least 2 grants that we'd be able to apply for.
So it's $10,000 a year, or is it
No, sir, that is
setup?
upfront, that is the setup and the training and the software implementation to get us on board. Because right now, for example, on the sheriff's side, they do have the civil process tracking, but we can't use it because it's only set up for them to administrate. And if we got it, then we would be able to enter our papers, track them, and be able to handle those a lot more efficiently than we do right now, which is all by paper.
What's it cost a year?
1,000.
What about your computer? Does that come with that, more than 10,000, or you already have it?
We already have the computers, and this is a web-based software, so we wouldn't need any additional equipment or anything like that. And we can already use what we have. And we already are on eForce, but like I said, we're under the sheriff's office, so it really limits what we can do with it. And this would open it up to where we can use it fully to our use.
10,000 per each ORI?
Yes.
And also, the option for about tickets and stuff like that. And do criminal cases.
And this goes back into NAPRS as well.
Yes, exactly. It auto-generates a NIGRS report that we'd be able to submit to the state and to DPS so that we can actually track that stuff. Because right now, we're having to handwrite all of those. And if we're going to, like on my report, I assisted TPD several times. I don't even have a report writing software right now. I can generate a call for service, I can tag it into theirs, but right now, if they need a supplemental report, I have to do it on Microsoft Word, print it out, and then deliver it to them.
And if I'm not sure, since the sheriff is here, doesn't it mess up your NIGRS reporting also?
yes.
So clean up his side of things too.
So is there, this come out of this budget?
We'll get it.
I make a motion to accept and approve the
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, aye? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you all for what you do.
Item number 21 is to accept opioid abatement fund, $3,933, and discuss where to allocate these funds.
Sorry. Opioid abatement funds. We did receive the $3,933 from the comptroller. discussed, and everyone should have one of these in your binders under tab 21. So it is a list of uses that we can use these funds for. Right now, I think we're sitting around, I think $18,000 in the opioid fund. I asked around to other counties some creative ways that they used their funds, just not off the paper version because it's pretty cut and dry on the paper version. I circled some items that were in the list that we could potentially use the funds for, but the other counties I talked to, they use their opioid abatement money for example, this county, they do a senior skip day where they invite the high school seniors to the courthouse. They spend the day with different agencies and departments. They have activities and guest speakers for everything covering from drug to alcohol abuse and the risk and protecting themselves when they're out and about going forward in college. Accidental drug poisoning, how and when to use Narcan. The sheriff would talk to them about what to do when they get stopped by an officer or in emergency situations. They had an insurance lady come out and talk about motor accidents, different types of insurance policies. Volunteer fire departments, EMS, and some of the DPS troopers even came out and taught them how to forecast drunk or high individuals and situational what to do. They make it a pretty big event just to basically present training to the community. They focus on their high school seniors, but we have the funds to utilize to do events like this as well. Now, if you flip through the list, there's several different ways we can allocate these funds as well. We've always had the opioid abatement funds, we've just never really utilized them yet, so.
That's why it's built up to the 80,000, and that's not including
Right.
what we're looking at. So
Right. So the opioid fund has only been in existence, I think, for the past 2 years. Before I came into office, I think there was one payment that was received first. So,
No way we can spend it on that one.
you can expand training for first responders, schools, community support groups.
No, while there's a lot of options, it's still kind of hard to.
So who would make the decision to, can we accept this, put it into that fund, and maybe have a committee or board that allocates where it won't have to come, I mean, where that money goes to? Where's it going to have to come commissioner's court every time that they decide to do something with some money?
I think if you pick a category today, then that would.
Where's it gone in the past, you know?
No, we're
Not
not.
that we haven't used any, that's just it.
We've collected it and it's just sat since before I came into office.
So that's what I was kind of, if we take this and put it in with the rest of the money, who's gonna be over where that stuff goes? I mean, I'm fine with them taking care of it, that's what's gonna happen, but,
I think we need to designate which direction we're going, should we go?
Yeah, part 3, other strategies. Item 1, first responders. Sorry, that's I, first responders. 1 and 2, and then item K, training. 1 and 2 seem to be most fitting in our county, I would think. What that entails would be education of law enforcement or other first responders regarding appropriate practices and precautions for fentanyl or other drugs, provision of wellness and support services for first responders and others who experience secondary trauma associated with opioid-related emergency events. K, training, provide funding for staff training on networking programs and services to improve the capability of government, community, and non-for-profit entities to abate the opioid crisis. And 2 is to support infrastructure and staffing for collaborative cross-system coordination to prevent opioid misuse, prevent overdoses, and treat those with OUD and any co-occurring SUD/MH conditions, or implement other strategies to abate the opioid epidemic described as the opioid abatement strategy list, which would be healthcare, primary care, pharmacies, PDMPs, etc.
Madam Clerk.
Sheriff, do y'all do any kind of comparative training for opioid stuff?
Most of the drug training that we have access to, you have to pay for, so we haven't done it very often.
So that's something that we could provide the funds to.
Yeah, I'll say it too.
Training.
But
Training.
most of your drug course training and conferences, they cost quite a bit of money, so it's hard to get too many people there very often. Matter of fact, I think since I've been sheriff, I've sent 2 or 3 people, maybe twice in 9 years.
We have a motion to accept the funds today and to allocate these funds as well as previously received funds for training.
I'll make that motion. That'll help me.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor, right? Motion carried.
I think that does help. We have, in law enforcement, you have so many different avenues you can go down. I was not a drug person, per se, I like to chase the thief, but we got some people that are really dedicated to that aspect of law enforcement, and training like that is very beneficial.
Item number 22 is review and consider possible action on a letter of intent for Fairfield Economic Development Corporation. What this letter does is just show the county's intent as we move forward with trying to build a new jail. I had talked to David Fowler with EDC several months ago to see if we would qualify for any land out there. David done his research and said if we did, and then looking at what benefits the county and the city, EDC would like to have water and sewer ran to a piece of property that they own on the west side of this property. And so, I guess it's almost a trade, that the purchase price of the land, regardless of what that is, but that's not noted here, would basically be given back to the county to put towards the construction of water and sewer, and which the county would have to do anyway, should it be fortunate enough to build a jail on that property. So the county would hold title, and it'd almost be like we're not having the person be a very generous offer, in my opinion, from the EDC to allow us to purchase it and give us the money back to use it to put toward utilities. It benefits them because they want the utilities to extend to another tract of land. This does not commit us to anything, it just merely shows that we have intent, and this is something that we needed as we move forward with architects, looking at site plan, which we'll have to be able to show. wherever we want to build for
We're kind
anybody.
of speaking for this track, so nobody else, if somebody else comes along, it's kind of spoken for.
Absolutely, it kind of holds it, it's a placeholder for the track.
Okay.
And it also allows me to take it to the EDC board to get board approval. Because everything I do obviously has to be approved by my board. And then we, obviously, if we're involved in any kind of project like that, we get approval by the city council. So it is a placeholder to be able to hold that, but it's also an avenue for me to get it approved by my board and also by the city council.
I second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. Number 23 is to discuss and approve equipment purchase for
You'll have to explain what the equipment is, because it doesn't have it on here.
It's a John Deere 544.
This is
Make a
it.
copy of this so that Renee will have one, we can give David the original.
So we looked with financing, and I think our best option is gonna be going with the 48 month for the 4 years, so it's gonna be the top one, and that's at a 6.75 interest rate. So it's a monthly payment, but basically, essentially, we're gonna go with that plan, but as we get towards end of year, leftover funds that we have, we can use it to pay it off down a little bit more, so that we're not keeping it for that amount of time.
Yeah.
That's the same as I got, that's why it's 40. I think so. What size loader you got now? You got one that size of it?
No,
Around the joystick.
no,
It's ancient.
Tell you what, that thing we got, come storm time, you can clear some big stuff.
we use it.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can have one down.
I also wanted to mention, we did not go out for bids for this because we are going through Sourcewell. So it's essentially like Bible or HVAC, yeah.
What do you need on this? Discuss and approve or motion?
You approve for him to make an
Make a
equipment
motion
purchase.
to approve the equipment purchase, Commissioner Curry.
That equipment to be financed.
I'm sorry,
To be financed.
to be financed.
I'll say,
Have a motion, second, all in favor, aye? Motion carried. On, Commissioner's comments, before I forget, I would like to recognize that y'all have noticed the steps and some of the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially walk out on that back porch, almost fly. Steve has had two of our trustees, and they've been, man, I mean, it's just night and day how much improvement they made. I appreciate Steve
Thank you, Steve.
overseeing them, and appreciate those inmates doing it. John and Juan, they've done an excellent job. Any other comments?
I would like to, on number 16, just make sure in the motion it says effective immediately for the septic permits. That's all.
Revisit item number 16 and amend that motion to also state effective immediately.
I make that motion.
I second.
Have a motion, second, all in favor, aye. Motion
Does that
carried.
work for you?
Any other comments? Where are the blue dates today? Tell us all about that.
We're doing the Child Welfare Board proclamation ceremony in the county courtroom where we'll be declaring April as Child Abuse Prevention Month, so.
When are we doing? We're doing this right
We're
now.
about
Right
20
after
minutes
court.
late.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay.
I'm second.
And then on